There's a couple of key pitfalls that you want to be aware of when you're establishing your students' right-hand technique. And remember, when you're teaching right-hand technique, it's not a matter of telling your students once and then expecting them to remember it. You need to tell them, show them, give them an opportunity to practice it, and then come back and revisit these principles in every class period that follows. The reason that we have excellent right-hand technique is so that we can have confident, beautiful music making happening in the classroom every single day. The first most common pitfall is the right hand wrist will deviate toward the pinky side. On the guitar that looks like this. Here's that good hand position that we've talked about. Here's the deviated wrist. Students do this because the fingers then travel through the strings perpendicular to the string, and that feels natural. Makes a sound like this. But what we want is a straight wrist so that the finger will actually travel oblique through the string at about a 45-degree angle to the string, and it makes a warmer, more beautiful sound. Sounds like this. The second most common pitfall is students who pull up and away from the guitar, where the tip joint and mid joint go forward and the big knuckle joint travels backward. This is, of course, not in accordance with our physiology. We want to use our hands in the most efficient way with all three knuckles moving together. On the guitar, that looks like this, and it sounds bad, right? Easy enough to see when your students are plucking up in the air. You might tell them, please move your fingers so that the finger travels past the thumb and inside the hand. Past the thumb and inside the hand. You may also say, please move from the big knuckle. From the big knuckle, past the thumb and inside the hand. Those are great cue words to ensure that the students are moving their fingers in the proper manner. One of the most common reasons, though, that students do that is actually back in the wrist again. If the wrist is too low, they can't move their finger past the thumb and inside the hand, because if they did, they'd hit the strings behind the one that their finger's supposed to be playing, in addition to the one that it's playing. And so naturally, with a low wrist, they're going to pluck up in the air like that. So you've got to make sure that their wrist is high enough to allow for that finger to travel properly inside the hand. If they try to go straight from this angle, they hit additional strings. So they're forced to pluck up. We need to make sure that the wrist is high so that they have an opportunity to go inside the hand. With those two key principles, a straight wrist and a high wrist, allowing for fingers that travel sideways through the string, past the thumb and inside the hand, we have the opportunity to establish solid right hand technique and make beautiful sound so that we can make beautiful music.